Willie D Live.
What's up, family? Lil Wayne got a major problem. Her name? Denise. Denise claims that Lil Wayne kicked her and her daughter out of his house on Mother's Day. Yeah, family, I know what you're thinking. All right, Mother's Day, just another day. No, it's not. No, it's not. Not for mothers. Not for people who are close to their mothers. Nah, man, not in America. Not for those who celebrate Mother's Day. It's no different from like if somebody was to break up with you on your birthday or maybe Christmas if you celebrate such a thing. You know, those holidays, those milestones, those special occasions, they hit different. I know what you're thinking. He don't want to be with her anymore. He kicked her out. She's gonna move on. He move on. And that's that. Not so fast. The woman asked random strangers on social media if they knew any lawyers. Yeah. You see, if you guys know any lawyers, let me know. So what does that tell us? She's about to pull one of those, what was that girl named, Gabby? The chick that came after Shannon? She's about to pull one of those. And here's another thing. She said that she loved Lil Wayne, you know. They allegedly had been dating since 2020, and she on and off. So she says she loved him. She's been nothing but good to him. See, here's the problem that I have, fam, oftentimes with relationships. People don't know how to take their bitter with their sweet. If you spent 5 years with a person on and off, or any considerable amount of time with a person, you was in a relationship, you shared a bed with the person, that means that you had some good times. Okay, you had some bad times, but you had some good times too. And to me, it seems like a lot of people, when it go bad, that's all they can remember is the bad part, which to me shows is a sign of immaturity. Because I look at both sides of it, especially when people have children involved. Now, this girl is not, the daughter is not Lil Wayne's daughter. But there are situations when children are involved, and once it go bad, people just treat each other like filth. I mean, the way they talk to each other, the way that they behave is just, they just behave in an uncivilized manner. They claim to love their child, but when the honeymoon is over and the good times stop rolling, they fail to understand the psychological impact their behavior will have on their child. I couldn't do somebody that I've been in a long-term relationship like that. Like, I couldn't just go at them like that just because they don't want to be with me anymore. You don't want me in your house? Okay, cool, I'm out. I wouldn't be in another woman's house anyway. I just wouldn't be in a woman's house in the first place. I gotta have my own. But if they don't want to be, man, cause I operate like these relationships, it could work out, it might not work out. All good things come to an end by force or choice. That's the way I ride, So while we in it, let's have some good times. Let the good times roll. But if it stops, if, I'm ready to call it quits or she's ready to call it quits, man, let's just look at it for what it was and appreciate the time that we had. And then let's just move on. And, typically, if you at least behave civil toward one another, you can at least be friends at some point. I think it's immature the way a lot of people operate when relationships are over. Even going on social media, bad-mouthing the other person. You won't catch me doing stuff like that. I don't operate like that. That woman, Denise, boy, unless Wayne do something to mitigate the damage immediately. She's about to be hell on wheels, man. She seemed like she was looking for some vengeance. She was like, I saw it in her face, I heard it in her voice. She wants some get back. And what better way to get a man back who got money than to hit him in the pockets and to claim that he put hands on you? That's one of those things that can hardly ever be proven, but it creates doubt. And then they always throw in, even if you're in a relationship with them, they're going to always throw in that you SA'd them also. Because that right there, oh man, that's one of those things that is hard to get around. That's why attorneys are quick to put that type of thing in a lawsuit. They know the psychological impact that it has on people. You know, most people got a major issue with somebody forcing themselves on somebody. They got a major issue with that. And don't let it be a minor. Oh man, yeah, you out of here. So this chick is coming for Wayne. Unless he does something, you know, she coming. And also, fam, I'm gonna leave y'all with this. When relationships end, it's best to try to take the high road for everybody. You know, because when people start acting emotionally, things go awry. I'm talking about it gets really, really bad. And what typically ends up happening is you wish you had done things differently. This is one of those situations right now where what Wayne should do is get that woman on the phone. Get her on the phone. Look, you know, you can't stay here anymore, but look, I'm gonna let you stay here for one more month, 2 more months till you get your stuff together, whatever. And then, you know, I'm gonna help you transition, get on over there. Whoa. You know, it ain't nothing but money, fam. You know, it ain't nothing but money. And to get rid of that headache, you know, to get rid of that headache and have an amicable split is a whole lot better than trying to stand on pride. But what say you? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.